It's saying I should rotate it, but see, this isn't what I really want it to look like, I don't think. But I'll figure that out eventually. So, peace and blessings. I am making another video on how to meditate. This is my part 2 of my This is How to Meditate series. This might be the last one if I feel like I cover everything. But maybe not, we'll see. If you watched the first video, I hope it brought some value to you. And I hope this one brings you some value as well. I'm going to go into a little bit more detail about how to meditate. I might end up repeating some things that I said the first time. So forgive me if I do that. But I'll give you a little bit of background. I guess I did the first time as well. I don't remember how deep I went into my background. I'm not some kind of meditation expert. I'm not trying to be anybody's guru. I've been practicing meditation on and off for about 20 years, maybe more, 25 years. But I've been pretty seriously dedicated to it, I would say the last 3 years. And really seriously dedicated to it the last year and a half. And when I say really seriously, what I mean is I've been meditating, I would say at least 3 to 4, if not 3 to 5 times a week for the last year and a half. And I'm trying to get that up to every day. But life and things get in the way. We all have stuff to do, places to go, people to see, families, responsibilities, and so on and so forth. But the thing is, like anything else, if you want to get good at it, if you want to get benefit from it, if you want to reap the maximum value from it, you should do it as often as you can. I'd actually like to get to the point where I'm meditating twice a day, every day. But I am where I am, and it's cool. It's cool where I am. So let's jump into it, practically speaking. So, like I said the last video I did, my meditation practice, the way that I do it, what I physically do is, somebody just said hello, I don't know, peace. Hello, I can't really see who it is. And I don't really know how to respond yet, so this is new for me. So peace. I hope you're watching, and I hope you watch through to the end. I'm going to try to make this less than 20 minutes, which is just about how long my meditation sits have been for the past year and a half, 20 minutes. When I was in Atlanta and I belonged to a meditation group at a Buddhist monastery that I was going to, once a week we would meditate 35, 40 minutes, and I actually was able to do that. And that's long. That's long, actually. But how are you? How are you? Anyway, yeah, recently I've only been able to get up to 20 minutes, and I'm trying to break that 20-minute barrier. I'd like to get my meditations back up to 30 minutes. That'd make me feel good. But the research that I've done and readings that I've done and whatnot they say 15 minutes a day is, 15 minutes a sit is a good amount of time. But anything is good. 1 minute is good. You can turn 1 minute into 5 minutes. You can turn 5 minutes into 10 minutes. You can turn 10 minutes into 15, so on and so forth. The longer you're able to sit, the deeper you go. What does that mean, the deeper you go? What it means for me is I'm able to slow my thoughts down more. I have been able to, I think, stop my thoughts to where I'm thinking nothing at all, just for a few seconds at a time. Because like I said in my last video, your mind is a thought machine. That's what it does for a living. Your mind thinks for a living. And more specifically, it thinks for your living. It, like your heart pumps blood. That's what it does for a living. Your mind thinks thoughts for a living. But those thoughts aren't you. It's a habit, just like any habit, smoking. Anything you do without thinking is a habit. It just happens. You can stop it, but it seems really difficult to stop it. And it's the same with meditation. Stopping your thoughts or not having any thoughts is a lofty goal. And like I said, I've been able to accomplish that lofty goal for seconds at a time. Some meditations are deeper than others. Some, it feels like I am sitting in absolute stillness, bliss, silence for an eternity, even though it might only be 15 minutes. Other times that I sit, I can't stop the thoughts. They just come and come and come. But the point, and I told this to a friend the other night, the point is to sit. That's the point. Very many people think, I can't stop my thoughts. I just can't do it. I cannot concentrate. It isn't quite about concentrating, because in you concentrating, you're doing something. You're concentrating. You're trying really hard to concentrate. And you don't want to do that. You don't want to work really hard to try to concentrate and try to stop the thoughts from coming. You don't want to do that, because that's just going to make them come more. You're going to wind up sitting there thinking, I'm trying to stop thinking. I'm trying to stop thinking. And you're thinking, doing that. So I want to say first, just don't worry about it. If the first time you sit, the first few times, the first 10 times, 20 times, whatever, you sit and you find that the thoughts are just coming and coming and coming and you can't stop them, just stay there. Don't get up. Don't get up. Try not to open your eyes. Try not to get into a panic. Don't get up. Just sit there. That is part of the meditation. Sitting there through it is part of it. That's you're teaching yourself to sit there through it, and that's part of it. I would say notice what you're thinking. Like if I'm not going to make a long list, but like if you start thinking about your job, just at the same time that thought comes in about your job, think to yourself, oh, I'm thinking about my job. Notice it. If you're thinking about your family, your relationship, a relationship you don't have, a relationship you want, a relationship you had, family relationships, notice, oh, I'm thinking about my mother, thinking about my father, thinking about my husband, my wife, my son, my boyfriend, my girlfriend, whatever. Notice it. And what you'll come to find out is that you'll notice more. What will start happening is you'll start noticing more. And even beyond that, this gets a little freaky, but you'll notice yourself noticing. And that's when you know your awareness has increased. Because usually what happens with the mind is the thoughts just proliferate. 1,000 thoughts, mom, dad, brother, sister, job, work, money, bills, cars, sex, clothes, fashion, fitness, whatever it is that you think about. It just proliferates one after the other. One leads to the other. It's like this, it's like, here's one thought, then it attaches to another one, and then another one, and then another one. And you do all this without noticing. But when you're sitting and you start to notice, oh, I'm thinking about this, the noticing becomes stronger. And that noticing, you've heard this word a million times in meditation, spirituality talk. That noticing is what is known as awareness. And the more you notice yourself thinking, the more you are strengthening your awareness muscle, if I may. And that's what you want to do. And that's one of the benefits of meditation. You increase your awareness. Now, what do I mean by your awareness? I don't mean, well, I guess I do mean you start to notice stuff more. Like you notice that the sky is blue, you notice sound, you notice things in people. Sure, your physical senses of noticing grow stronger, I suppose. But you're also able to turn that notice and awareness more inwards, and that's what the meditation is there to actually build, is your awareness of yourself, your awareness of your thoughts, your awareness of your thought patterns. Oh, I think you start to meditate, and when the awareness grows, you start to recognize, oh, you know what, I think about my sister a lot, I think about my brother a lot, I think about my loved one, my job, my work a lot. I invest a lot of my mental, like, psychic energy, emotional energy, spiritual energy, I invest a lot of it into these things. And that once you recognize the things that you're investing your mental energy into, once you notice them, you then are given a power to decide what to rest your awareness on. You are then given the power to decide, well, do I want to think this much about whatever it is? And it's a new power. It's a new, you've unlocked a power of, it's like if your brain was a flashlight, right? And imagine you turn on the light and it shines evenly on everything. So everything in your vision has the same amount of your power. And because of that, nothing has a lot of power. Everyone has, everything suddenly has the same amount of power. But if you're able to focus and notice what you think about, then you're able to use that beam of light, sort of like a laser beam, and choose what you want to focus on. So you can notice, oh, well, I think about my mom, my dad, my sister, my brother, my work relationships, my car, my clothes. And then you start to be able to decide, well, I don't think I want to think about this, or this. And that allows you to get rid of a lot of negative thoughts. So back to being practical. Back to being practical. So the way that I meditate is I sit in a chair and with a high back, and that high back allows me to have some good posture, which you want. You want to be able to sort of throw your shoulders back. You want to be able to have your chest kind of high. You want to be able to have your head kind of high, your chin kind of high up in the air. You take your palms, you rest them on your thighs. You put your legs about shoulder width apart, and you breathe in through your nose. Your chest will rise, but you don't want to really breathe into your lungs so much, because that's going to cause your chest to rise and, lower like that. What you really want to breathe into is your stomach. So you're going to push your stomach out as you breathe in, and then you're going to exhale, pull your stomach in. And you want to do this rhythmically. The reason you want to do it rhythmically is because it's going to calm down and sort of tranquilize every part of your body. You're going to feel your shoulders start to sink lower and lower. You're going to feel your hands start to feel heavier and heavier on your thighs. You're going to lose feeling, to be honest with you, of your hands, your shoulders, your thighs. If you do it long enough, you're going to lose feeling. You're going to lose sensation of your body parts. And that is the reason for getting into a comfortable position. You always hear meditation teachers or whatever talking about get as comfortable as you can. And the reason for that is so that you can relax your physical body to the point where you don't feel it. And that's kind of the beginning of trance. That's what trance is. That's what trance basically is. when you sort of lose the feeling, the physical sensation of your physical body, it's sort of the beginning of trance. And what that allows you to do, what that does is removes the energy of your brain focusing on your hands, your shoulders, and whatever, and allows that energy to focus back in on your mind so you can see those thoughts coming. Another practical piece of advice is when your eyes are closed. I said this in my first video. When your eyes are closed and you're thinking, your eyeballs move. I said this in my last video as well. You know, there's such a thing called REM, rapid eye movement, and this happens when people are dreaming. It's been scientifically proven that your eyeballs move when you're dreaming. That's because your eyeballs are mirroring, watching the action taking place in your mind while you're dreaming. So one way to at least slow the thoughts down is to close your eyes. And when you close your eyes, it's black. You see blackness. Look at the blackness with your eyeballs. Watch the blackness. That's going to still your eyes and sort of disallow them from roaming around behind your eyelids, which is also going to help you to slow down the thoughts. If your eyes are not moving, it's a little harder to think about stuff. So if you're able to get those eyeballs to watch the darkness, you know, behind your eyelids, you will notice immediately you don't think as much. Okay, so you're breathing regularly. Your stomach is going out. You're breathing out through your nose. And you want to, when you breathe out through your nose, you want to breathe out all the way so that you pull your stomach all the way in. And then you want to start the in-breath immediately. You want to breathe that in. You want to start that in-breath the moment you exhale all the air out through your nose and you feel your diaphragm, it's pulled in as you can get it. You want to start that in-breath again immediately so that there isn't any resting time between the breath. That's how you establish the rhythm. And again, the rhythm will sort of lull your body into a super relaxed state. So those are the things I talked about in my first video. So now I'm going to add something else. You've heard of a mantra. You've heard of a meditation object. I do a mantra. The mantra that I do in my mind, I repeat, Sama Arahang. Sama Arahang. So if I were to say it with my mouth while I'm breathing, it would look like this. Well, I guess I can't do it. I guess I can't say it while I'm breathing, but Sama Araham. So on the in breath, I say Sama, breathe in, and then on the out breath, I'm saying Arahang. What does it mean? It means pure mind, basically. But what the mantra is supposed to do, again, is also focus your mind on something so that you're not thinking about your car, your bike, your money, your game, some goofball, whatever. The mantra is a mind focus. It forces your mind to continue to repeat this thing. And that mantra in combination with the breathing will relax your body and your mind even more. So that is my meditation object. It is my mantra. I've been in meditation groups and classes where they tell you to focus on an area an inch or two below your solar plexus, and focus on like a light in that area, you know, create a crystal ball of light in that area and breathe it. Try to see that, try to visualize that light growing in your solar plexus. I've done that as well. I've visualized a candle. Other people visualize, like I said, a crystal ball, a light bulb, whatever. Yeah, those are two meditation objects you can use. A mantra is invaluable. Something in, something, I am breathing. Just some repeated phrase that you say over and over and in your mind, or an object that you actually visualize, like I said, a light, crystal ball, something like that. Another breathing object that is super simple and maybe even the best one is the breath itself. Just think to yourself, I am breathing. I'm breathing in when on the in breath, I'm breathing out on the out breath. I'm breathing in on the out in breath, I'm breathing out on the out breath. Just focus on the breath. And that's the easiest one. That will also, what'll happen is you will do it a few times. I'm breathing in, I'm breathing out. But then another thought will come into your mind. Again, your husband, wife, job, whatever it is you think about will come. Oh, but I have to go to work tomorrow. Oh, but I have to clean up. I have to do laundry. I have to pay this bill, whatever it is. And then your mind will start to proliferate thoughts. I have to pay this bill. Oh, how much is the bill? Wow, that's a lot. I paid this much last month. Why am I paying this much this month? I hope I have enough money in my bank account. Wow, maybe I should switch banks. Did I pay my credit card bill this month? Wow, my credit card bill was really high this month. How come it was so high? I wish I didn't have any credit card bill. Did I pay my student loan? That's how the mind thinks. It just proliferates. And before you know it, you are not thinking about the breath. Remember, you've got to do some work. The work is to remember to think about the breath. Once your mind starts to proliferate the thoughts about your bills, your money, your relationships, oh wait, I forgot to think about my breathing. Then you will notice, whoa, that will allow you to notice what was I thinking about? Wow, I think about all these other things a lot. So focus on that breath, focus on the in breath, focus on the out breath. And like I said, just I am breathing in, I am breathing out. I am breathing in, I am breathing out. That's a fantastic, fantastic mantra, meditation object that will allow you to notice your mind doing its thing. And again, what you want to do, what you're trying to do with this meditation stuff in the beginning anyway, and actually all through your meditation career, is you want to build the power of that noticing thing that notices what your mind does. That noticing thing is awareness, and that awareness, you want to turn on that light of awareness so that it sees the mechanics of your mind. And in doing that, you are building and strengthening your awareness. And that is one of the primary goals of meditation. So I've talked for longer than I wanted to. I want to keep these things 20 minutes. I talked for 23 and a half minutes. I hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, that's fine. There's some goofy guys in my I don't know, in my feed or whatever, people saying goofy stuff. I don't care. Yeah, this is your boy, another meditation talk. I don't know if I'm going to keep doing this. Somebody asked me to do it, so I'm doing it. And I hope she gets some value from it. I hope you get some value from it. I'm coming at you live from Japan. Peace and blessings, y'all.